Hi, my name is Sofia Getmanskaya, and today I would like to tell you about interactive teaching of German grammar in the early language education system. The world we live in is developing at a tremendous rate. A lot of new things are being created every day, which previously it was impossible to even think about. And it's at this stage of globalization and the scientific and technical process that one of the primary tasks is to acquire knowledge, the ability to process them correctly and quickly, as well as good command of foreign languages. On the par with English, which is the most popular language to learn all over the world, German is also worth it, since it serves as the mother tongue for more people living in Europe than others. And in connection with the process taking place in our world, all spheres of life are changing, which also includes the field of education. Today, the direct practical application of a foreign language as the main method of adequate intercultural communication is of great importance, since exclusively theoretical knowledge doesn't give the desired results in the implementation of interpersonal communication. Proficiency in foreign languages, including German, as well as the competent ability to apply them in real life, is manifested in the need not only to increase process in their own language, but also to carry out correct international interaction. Based on this, it can be argued that the priority aspect of teaching foreign languages is the formation and development of foreign language communicative competence, which should be understood as the ability of the student to show his skills as a subject and a direct participant in the communicative activity of communication. And since the formation of communicative competence serves as a fundamental goal for students to achieve, it's important to clearly study the basis for all types of speech skills, namely the grammar of the foreign language being studied. Grammar is inherently incapable of existing independently like any other type of speech skills, and therefore its study is possible together with the speech function. The study of one type doesn't allow for the proper implementation of speech activity, which may further affect the inability to communicate in the foreign language being studied. But this combination is possible only if the formation of grammatical skill takes place in the process that design situations of real interpersonal communication. At the same time, a prerequisite for the creation of a successful educational process is the constant search for new forms and methods of learning that will help ensure the full development of the student's personality and contribute to the improvement of learning and the process of formation of various skills. The main methodological innovations that are used today are interactive learning technologies that allow children to learn new knowledge in a more comfortable environment, which greatly affect the language level that will be achieved in the future. The relevance of the topic is justified by the massive introduction of interactive technologies into educational process. The use of gadgets while learning German can take it to a new level, making it more efficient and faster by increasing motivation. It's especially important to consider the use of interactive teaching methods at the initial stage to create a smoother transition from a gaming environment to a learning environment. The purpose of the work is an in-depth study of interactive methods of teaching German grammar, the peculiarities of their application in practice in early language education, as well as the creation and implementation of an author's project using interactive teaching methods in the educational process. To achieve the research goal, it's necessary to solve the following tasks. Firstly, to comprehensively analyze the scientific, methodological, psychological, and pedagogical literature on the research topic, and based on this, formulate the essence and features of interactive teaching of German grammar at an early stage of education, to analyze the existing interactive methods of teaching a foreign language in general and the motivational component during the teaching of the German language to young children, to determine the possibilities of using the training site as an interactive method during teaching German grammar at the initial stage of training, that develop and experimentally test an educational website in German lessons as part of grammar training, and to develop methodological recommendations on the use of the developed website and teaching German to young children. The subject of the study is the educational process in a foreign language aimed at the formation of grammar skill, taking into account the use of interactive teaching methods. The object of the study is interactive teaching of the grammar language at the initial stage of its study. The novelty of the work lies in the desire to integrate German grammar into the traditional system of teaching young children using such an interactive method as a training website in order to increase motivation and interest in the educational process, as well as to complete homework. To correctly solve the formulated tasks, we used such research methods as theoretical analysis of scientific and methodological literature on the research topic, comparative analysis, descriptive and analytical method, empirical monitoring of the educational process, student questionnaires, pedagogical experiment in the format of including several lessons, synthesis and generalization of the data obtained, as well as mathematical processing methods. The theoretical significance lies in the author's formulation of the concept of interactive learning, interactive approach and interactive technology, as well as their relationships in the process of teaching German. The efficiency factor is justified when using an interactive approach during teaching German grammar, and the role of an educational website as a method of interactive learning in the formation of grammar skills of early school children is formulated. In the context of the modern communicative approach, the possession of grammatical skills is considered as a component of linguistic competence, which is one of the components of foreign language communicative competence. Taking into account the principles of functionally speech thinking, activity, and situationality, it guarantees the obligatory formation of a stable relationship between the grammatical form and its function, as well as the balance of grammatical theory and speech practice. The use of interactive technologies in the learning process significantly increases the efficiency of mastering and assimilation of educational material by students, while significantly saving time, as well as a higher motivation to learn and acquire knowledge. The standard lesson becomes lively and dynamic, generating true interests in students, and also helps in the development of practical knowledge, speech skills, increasing the level of social-cultural competence, and moreover improving communication skills in a foreign language. After analyzing various sources, we have established that interactive technologies and the educational process are the completion of the learning process in such a way that each student participates in a collective, complementary learning process. We also found out which interactive technologies can be efficiently used in teaching German at the initial stage of education, taking into account the specifics of the subject and the psychological components of the age of students. The preliminary results of the study include realizing the potential of integrating the data obtained as a result of theoretical research in teaching German at the initial stage of education, development and practical testing of the complete task system using online information technologies posted on a specially created website, and decoding the results of the practical application of this task system with the creating of methodological recommendations for further use by other teachers in the field of teaching German.